I was not satisfied with the amount of free training out there on how to scale up a video business. So what I did is I literally spent 6 hours straight during Ramadan while I'm fasting, prepping this entire presentation, and then I live streamed it in front of 153 people. But what happened was there was a couple hundred people who signed up, but like they couldn't show up because, stuff happens. So what I did is I actually took the free training, I cut it up, and I'm posting it here on YouTube. So that's this video you're watching right now. I've never dropped this much sauce on YouTube because usually I gotta gatekeep stuff, but here I literally went all out. So make sure you watch the whole thing. And I do have to note, if you're already familiar with me, my story, all that type of stuff, you can skip to around the 10-minute mark. That's when I start dropping sauce. But if like this is your first time here and maybe you don't know who I am, what I do, etc., you can watch that first 10 minutes on 1.5x speed. It's gonna give you a rundown of who I am. So without further ado, let's jump right in.
I'm going to break down how I went from struggling content agency owner to 132K a month without working 24/7. Now, I don't want to act like I was poor or something. Like, I came from a middle-class family, but I never had more than 1 or 1.5K in my bank account while working at McDonald's. I'll drop some pics of McDonald's later, but what I need from you guys, full attention for the next hour and a half, no distractions, quiet place, pen and paper. Okay, let's go. Who am I? Y'all know this because I spam this shit on IG Reels, but I used to work at McDonald's. But what most of you don't know, I got 20K on IG now, but I used to have nothing. I had 100 followers on Twitter. I didn't even show my face on Twitter, but I was still signing people. We'll talk about that in a bit. But I was a nobody, okay? A lot of you guys see the 20K on IG, you see the fucking 100 followers on Twitter, you see all this shit. But I started from 0 on Twitter. I had 100 followers, no profile pic. I was the CEO working at Costco and hiding during my shift. If you know, you know, I would just hide around. But I was the OG McDonald's worker, okay? I had a dream, okay? So October 2020, I tried dropshipping twice. And don't worry, I'm going to get into dropping the sauce in a bit, but I just want to show you guys that I'm a real human. I didn't just spawn making 100K a month. Okay, so I tried dropshipping twice, did some gay face mask bullshit. I tried starting 2 marketing agencies. I didn't do any outreach both times, and I thought I was going to make it out the hood. But it wasn't until I figured out the Ayman method that things started clicking. I literally signed my first client for 6K up front in 23 days. So I'm going to show you guys in this free training, literally what I was saying to sign these clients and what I was doing, what was the piece of free work I was sending. Let me know if that's what you guys want to see. Just drop a 1 right now if you want me to show you guys, or rather tell you guys what I was saying. Okay, we're getting some 1s in the chat. We're getting some 1s in the chat. Okay. But I was signing high ticket people. I wasn't signing little fucking poor fags. It was actually people who had bread. You can see on the right side here, $700, 9,000, 2,600, $27. Okay, we got a little low ticket thingy, 3.5. So this isn't little poor idiots. Okay, so here's what this training is about. The brutal truth about content agencies, my journey from struggling to 132K a month, the exact mistakes I was making, and you definitely are too, and the complete system to fix these problems. I'm curious how many people are in here. We got 120 people inside of the free training right now. Let's fucking go. Quick reality check, okay? I calculated my time. I was basically just a high-level McDonald's worker. I was being paid $35 an hour to basically edit videos all day, quality check. I was just stuck in this retarded hamster race where I thought I knew what I was doing. I was like, oh, I'm making money. I'm making $5,000 a month, I'm making $6,000 a month or whatever. But bro, I was just quality checking. This is me in school. I'm quality checking a video. This client was barely paying me 1K a month. This is me editing my own video. It was super late, had the lights on. This is my other client, Connor. Shout out to him. He was my second or third client. I was making $30 an hour when you divide it out. I thought I was this cool agency owner. I was just a glorified freelancer fucking working the whole day, right? But it wasn't until I cracked the code where I was able to just book sales calls on command. This picture on the right, I had 9 sales calls in a single day. I went from having 1 sales call a week, just a completely blank calendar, and just shitting my pants every time I had a sales call because I never really had that many sales calls to practice on, to just having a packed out calendar. So here's the big problems we're solving today, okay? Working with shitty clients who don't value your work. I'm going to show you how to not do that. Next, I'm going to show you how to actually have good profit margin. For context, at 130 grand a month, I was netting 65%, or I am netting 65%, which is I dropped out of school, so I don't even know the math, and I don't want to pull out my calculator, but if someone wants to do the math, go for it. Whatever 65% of 132K is, that was my profit, okay? So I also I'm going to show you how to solve the fulfillment nightmare, because running a content agency is by far one of the most complex businesses because there's so many videos going around. But actually, when you use the Ayman method, it's not complicated. Thanks, Camille and name. Hopefully I pronounced that right. 86K profit. That's a million-year profit business. Okay. Show me who else is doing this shit. I scaled to that at 19. Technically, just for you guys in the Zoom, because you're up in here, I scaled to 132K like 2 weeks after I turned 19. But we'll say like 19.5 years old, something like that. Anyways, I'm going to show you how to not be seen as just another content agency. This was the biggest problem when I got started because everybody just thought I was like a video editor or some bullshit, and they were just fucking lowballing me down to shreds, and I had to compete with some guy across the world who's charging like 1 cent per video. So I'm going to show you how to not do that. And I'm also going to show you how to land clients whenever you want. Okay. I'm not fucking gatekeeping shit. Or maybe I might gatekeep like a little bit, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So type 1 in the chat right now if you can relate to all this. If you're working with poor people, if you have a shit profit margin, you have fulfillment nightmares. Okay, we got 1 in the chat. Everybody spam that shit. Let's go. Cool. So this is my embarrassing start. And don't worry, I'm literally I think in like 3 or 4 slides, it's going to go into the client acquisition part. So don't worry. I just need to show you guys my embarrassing start first. Okay, so I didn't show my face online, which was probably one of the most retarded things I've ever done. And I made retarded short form videos and I looked like an AI. I was getting 200 views on my shorts. I was barely getting clients. Like I was pretty much barely scraping by, and I was just spending all my money on like coaching and stuff like that. So I was never going to like save up enough to move out and like do all these cool things that I wanted to do. And this is my first outreach message. This was in November 2022. This is hilarious. So I said, quick question. Would you guys like to have your podcast episodes repurposed into short form videos? We got some guy in the chat dropping a laughing emoji. I don't blame you because this is funny as hell. Like, I don't know how I thought this was actually going to work. I was copy pasting this to tons of people. I was using like automated cold email softwares to send it to people. Bro, when I look back at this, like, oh my God. And what hurts me the most is there's people still fucking sending copy paste bullshit like this and thinking it's going to work. Like some guy DM'd me yesterday. He was like, oh, Ayman, I would love to connect with you. And like I go to his profile and he's obviously about to pitch me some bullshit email marketing. And I was like, bro, I even get people outreaching me with copy paste, like they're video editors. And it's like, bro, do you not see I run a content agency? So yeah, what's this guy saying? Ibtasam says in chat he does that. You know, that's probably why you're on this web, because you don't make bread. So you're about to get the Ayman method. Don't worry. But this is what the gurus told me to do. They told me to post content daily on every platform, multiple times a day. So they'll tell me to post 100 million times. Hold on. Alphaiz is saying this is pre-recorded. No, it's not pre-recorded. I just read your message. So you don't have to post content daily on like every platform. That's not going to work. You don't need to do mass outreach, like copy pasting a ton of stuff. Yeah, real quick, drop Alphaiz in the chat. Yeah, just drop an L in the chat because this guy just said he thought this is pre-recorded, bro. Like, what the fuck? I'm taking time out of my day. You're saying this pre-recorded. That's some bullshit. Drop the L in the chat. Anyways, back to regularly scheduled programming. Shout out to the boys for backing me up. Hiring cheap editors from the Philippines is not the move. I mean, shout out the Philippines, like not saying anything mean, but you can't do that. Okay, no more L's in the chat because new people that hop in are going to think you are saying L about me. But next, you don't want to have endless client meetings because I kind of messed up that sentence. If you have endless client meetings, you don't know how to run a business, because I actually run my 100K a month business with 1 meeting per week on Wednesdays for 30 minutes with my team. And it's funny as hell because every time I tell that to someone, they're like, yo, what the fuck? And whenever I chat with the editors who I never have meetings with, like the other day I had a meeting with my editor, Chris, and he was like, yo, like, or I asked him, I was like, yo, do you like it? The fact that we have no meetings? And he was like, bro, I fucking love it. So like, I've been in your guys' shoes. Like I've had to issue a refund one time. Like you can see me here with this OG profile picture. Like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I had to issue a refund because I completely fucked up a project. I've posted content to make $0 from it, and I've sent thousands of DMs with no reply. I know this sounds familiar because all of you guys are still watching and the participant count is just going up, up, and up. So don't worry, we're getting into the client acquisition part very shortly. I'm going to drop sauce and then we're going to go into the fulfillment part as well. We'll also talk about my team structure. I'll pause to take questions. So by the way, for anybody that has just hopped in, if you have questions, just drop them in the Q&A section. We have 39 questions right now. Can't lie, I don't know if I'm gonna get through all of them. I'll try and get through as many as I can, but just drop questions because we're gonna take breaks to go through these. Cool. My breaking point, when I was working 24/7 editing videos or quality checking just terrible videos, clients wanting overnight success. I know you guys have had this where like people are like, oh, you can make me go viral or you can give me millions of views. You check their profile and they're fucking idiots with like 20 views per video and they sound like a potato on camera. Like, no wonder they're not going viral. They can pay Ty Lopez $1 million. They're still not going to go viral. Like, it doesn't matter. Next, my breaking point, I had no structure, no systems, no team, nothing. I was staying up till 4 a.m. quality checking videos and editing. I was just fucking pissed. I had no margin. I was stuck working with newbies, like absolute idiot business owners. This was my breaking point, and I knew I had to switch this up. But how many of you are in this exact situation right now? Just drop a 2 in the chat. Drop a 2 in the chat right now if you're in this exact situation. Okay, Kyle, Ruhan, John, freaking Fahad, John again, Lamine, Amir, Ryan, Muhiz. Okay, everybody's just dropping 1s and 2s. So I know you're in this exact situation. So I'm about to start dropping sauce right now. Tell me in the chat if you want to see how I made 2 mil CAD. If y'all are wondering, it's because I moved to Dubai. I switched off this Canadian stripe. That's why there's a huge valley. But drop like something in the chat. W21. I don't fucking care what you drop in the chat because I'm about to start dropping the sauce right now. Next slide. No bullshit. All right. I hope it's the next slide. Yep. Cool. It's the next slide. Just had to double check. Yep. Keep dropping stuff. Let me just take a sip of water. It's Ramadan right now. I barely drank like this much water and I'm fucking spinning. So one sec. Cool. Next part. How many people we got up in here? 141. All right. The first mistake is working with the wrong clients. I was going after people who didn't even want to work with me and newbies who wanted to blow up overnight. And I know this happens to you guys, so I'm not even going to ask you guys. But basically, you need to work with the right people. And I'm going to drop the criteria. I think it's in 2 slides. But basically, they need to be making over 20 grand a month. So write this down. If you have a pen and paper, they need to be making over 20 grand a month. You can work with people who have no content online. That's fine, but they just need to have an online business, because if they have a brick and mortar business, you can't market their stuff. Like, let's say you actually do make them go viral, but they can only sell to like fucking Wisconsin. Then of course, like the client's going to churn because they're not making any money from the content. But if you sign someone who's selling a coaching program, or they're selling an agency service, or they're selling something, they can get sales worldwide. So I'm basically just trying to bet on winners. The last thing I want to do is just pick up scraps. I want to bet on a winner where it's like, okay, I know if this video pops, like I'm going to 4x his income. Like, I don't have a screenshot here, but I can show you guys a bit later when we're doing the Q&A. Like, there's some clients, we get them like 150K views on a video. Like, they make like well over 100 racks on that. And my retainer is like 3.5, 5K, 8K a month. Like, they don't care about paying me. And it's because I'm picking the right people. But if we actually go back like hella slides, this dude all the way on the left was paying me 1K a month. Shout out to him because he believed in me. But like, this guy was barely making like 8K a month, dude. And like 8K a month is not a lot because he got rent, he got plane tickets, he got tax. He's from the UK. He's getting taxed to shreds. He doesn't have the Dubai method like me. So basically, you need to bet on winning horses. So stop skimping over like the client selection part. You need to actually be careful who you work with. The better way to do things is you need to start deciding your standards for clients and sticking with it. You need to go after people who are already making money. Because what makes more sense? Working with someone who's dead fucking broke, or who says they make, 10K a month, but the rent is 3K, they pay their mom 1K, they get taxed 4K, they're left with like $500 who they have to pay to their VA. What makes more sense? Working with this dude who's fucking poor, or working with the guy who already has bread and who already knows how to speak and is not an idiot, and you can take them from 20, 30, 50, 100K a month to 200, 300, 400K with a couple YouTube videos and Instagram reels. Just tell me what makes more sense. The result of picking the right client is you'll have better client retention, you'll be able to charge 4 times more, you're going to get more referrals, and most importantly, less stress, more profit. Over time, I learned that the best way to scale is through retention. So you always need to put the client experience first. If you're out here and just like churning and burning clients, what's going to happen is your reputation is going to go to fucking shreds. And I've been in the game selling online now, my agency services, for basically how long? I started November 25th, 2022. So it's about 2 years and 4 months, something like that. And if I was churning and burning clients, I would not be in the game this long. I would have already been canceled on Twitter. One guy's going to go to dinner with this guy and tell this guy, and then this guy from the UK is going to text this dude on Telegram, and boom, 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 word gets out. You're done. You're dusted. But you need to worry about retention. But at the same time, you can't be a pussy. You need to crank acquisition 24/7. It doesn't matter if the world is burning down and your Slack channel and your editor is gone and blah, blah, blah. You need to keep pumping acquisition, because just know that like if I gave you guys $5,000, I told you, hey, I want 4 YouTube videos or something, you're going to figure out how to fulfill the videos. But it's always the people who are too scared to take the money. Like, you'll never be able to figure out how to fulfill. So you need to keep cranking. Ibtisam's asking what's acquisition. It means like the act of getting clients. So the complete agency fix is client acquisition. You need to find and close premium clients. You're going to need fulfillment systems, which I'll talk about in a sec. So you need to build a team that runs without you. And then client management, you need to figure out how to manage your clients without doing endless meetings and also having scope creep. And then scaling. I'm going to talk about how to go from a glorified freelancer to a business owner. So the client acquisition system, I'm going to drop right now the exact type of person you need to target. So like the exact niche. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick breather. But let me know in the chat right now who you guys think I'm going to say. Like, is it agency owners? Is it coaches? Is it software companies? Is it plumbers? Is it freaking Walmart? Like, if you guys want to guess. I mean, probably a difficult question. Hold on. So Mohammed says coaches. Jasper says B2B, business owners. I mean, Camille, business owners is pretty broad. Realtor, OnlyFans management during Ramadan? Hell no. Okay, Walmart, B2B founders, coaches, entrepreneurs, B2B. All right. So this isn't in the slide, so I'm just going to be verbally speaking, so you guys just have to listen. But online coaches, agency owners, software companies are my 3 favorite, and I've worked with hella people. But with the way the internet is going right now, literally every business needs content, so you don't want to get too hung up on it, but just remember what I said earlier. You need to find a type of company that has worldwide distribution. You can't work with a mom and pop shop, brick and mortar, some BS. You need to work with the type of people who can sell worldwide. Look, Arturo said in the chat, everyone needs content. He is right. Everybody needs content because everybody's on their phone and everybody needs distribution. So let's talk about what the message should look like. I got a whole video on this, but in the video, I didn't go like the most in depth, but like just for you guys on the call, let me know. Drop a 1 in the chat right now if I should go in depth on the message that you need to be sending. Ahmed's dropping 1, Abdul's dropping 1, Amir's dropping 1. Holy crap, you guys want the message so bad. Okay, wait. I'm gonna wait like 5 more seconds. I just need to see a bit more 1s in the chat. Sure. I'm kidding, you guys dropped enough. I just need an excuse to sip some water out here. So let's see, Joanna in the free school group was asking me, actually wait, before I get into that, I need to talk about the Dream 100 framework. So sometimes I call this Dream 100, sometimes I call it the golden bullet method. But basically, we're picking the right person like a sniper, which is why I call it the golden bullet. Or sniping them with a piece of free work, which is the bullet. So essentially, Joanna here in the free school group was asking, what is the piece of free work that you're using? So you have 5 options. There's actually more options, but I've narrowed it down for you guys. You can do a free edit, you can do a free script, you can do a free idea doc, you can make a free thumbnail, or you can do a free audit. So if you're pitching short form content, it's usually best to just do the first option, which is a free edit. But that's what I was doing actually. And that's what landed me my first client for $6,000 in 23 days. It was a paid in full deal. And after that, I switched to sending free scripts. I've also tested free ideas. You can do free thumbnails. You can do free audits. Yeah, Arturo in the chat is saying free edit is king. That's what I did to land my first client, guys. So if you guys got no clients, free edits, those fucking rip. But you also need to send a message along with the free piece of value you're giving. So like, you need to just make sure that the outreach is actually like very concise. I'm going to talk a bit more about this in like 4 slides from now, but for now,
real quick, if you want to work with me one-on-one to apply all of these things I'm talking about inside of your video business, just hit the first link in the description to apply to work with me. That's it. Back to the video.
One main reason why your guys' outreach doesn't work. So when you outreach someone, they check your profile before texting you back. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time because this is probably the most #1 overlooked thing after working with 100+ content agencies, like 100+ businesses at my agency. Everybody overlooks this, okay? Your outreach doesn't work because you're pitching people on something you don't do for yourself. When you outreach someone, if they check your profile and you have no videos, you're not gonna fucking close them, okay? It doesn't matter. Okay, like you can still close them, but like you're literally just shooting yourself in the foot because if you had content on there and it doesn't have to be viral, it just has to be good. Like you can 6x the probability of somebody responding to you. Now tell me in the chat right now, drop me a 1 if it makes sense to make videos online for free to 6x the chance you get a response. Look, Jasper, Amir, freaking everybody, I can't even read the names because it's going so quick. Ahmed, Yahya, everyone's just dropping a 1 right now because it actually just blows my mind. It's like you will 6x the chances of getting a response if you post videos. So you might as well do it. But there's actually one extra layer that you need to do if you want to also like maybe go from a 6x to an 8x. You need to have a landing page. Now the landing page is actually very, very simple. Like you just need to freaking like have a VSL on there. Actually, drop a 2 in the chat right now if I should show you guys the landing page I use to scale up to 15K a month. I'll show you guys right now if you drop a 2 in the chat. Okay, everybody wants to see it. So tickscale.card.co. So hopefully you guys can still see my screen. Let me know in the chat if you can. But this is the basic landing page structure. Yeah, we're building this on Card, Arturo. You already know. So you just need a headline, and then you need a subheadline and a VSL. Look, I was like, how old was I? I was like 18. This was in April 2023. I recorded this version of this VSL. That's way back. But you just need a basic website like this because you just look so much more professional. You don't look like some idiot on Instagram, right? You look like a G. So that's what you need to look like. So I already went over this client criteria, but for anybody who just hopped in and missed it, because we're still going up. Most people's free training, they go down. We're going up. We're at 150 people in this free training right now. So look, here's the client criteria. Take a screenshot right now. Take a screenshot of this or like write it down if you got a piece of paper. Number 1, they do not have to be making content. So many people ask me this, like, hey, should I sign people who already have a YouTube channel? Do they not have to have a YouTube channel? Whatever. You can work with both. At my agency, for a lot of the time that we're running it, like 40% of our clients don't have any content up before working with us and 60% do. Naturally, when you start the business, more of the people you work with are going to have no content already up just because like usually they make less money and that's the type of people you got to work with when you're starting out. But later on, you get to work with the big dogs and like usually they already have some videos up because they understand how powerful content is. Make sure they're making above 20K a month. They sell something online, not offline, and they aren't nerds. Cool. More client acquisition sauce. Okay, look, this is my student in my program. He's using the golden bullet method and he's getting rich people with Bugattis to answer his Instagram. So look, I had to blur the messages here just because I don't want you to copy him word for word. But this guy, his name is Lambo Raul. You've probably seen him. He trades and he also has like a coaching program and a course where he teaches people how to trade. And like my guy, Tomas from my program, outreached him and he got a response. Of course, because he's in the program, he was asking me, he was saying like, hey, how do I respond? Blah, blah, blah. I was telling him exactly what to say. So we're getting responses from rich people. This is not a joke, okay? This outreach message is going to print if you guys use it, okay? Next, this other guy, Mr. 4-8, you guys probably seen him. He has a Rolls Royce, okay? Do you guys want to like use this outreach that lands you responses from people with Rolls Royces? Or do you want to use some like stupid outreach that just like doesn't get you anything, okay? Drop a 1 in the chat right now if you'd rather work with rich people than poor people. Drop a 1 right now. Omar, Yahya, Abdul, Amir, Ryan, Luis, everybody's dropping a 1 because like, why would you want to work with the guy with the Honda when you can work with the dude with the freaking Rolls? The Mansory Rolls with the orange seats. This is not a joke. So you need to keep your client acquisition outreach messages short and sweet, okay? Like, for the people that join my program, basically I write their outreach scripts for them and they're always surprised by how concise it is. Like it's just short and sweet. It's like spaced out in like 2-3 lines. It's just like, you need to understand nobody has time for your BS. Okay. Nobody wants to open up, read some like paragraph, something like that. It needs to be extremely easy to read. So cool. Should I take a pause for questions? Let me just go through one more thing and then I'll read like 2 or 3 questions because I need to take a little pause. Is escape velocity. At one point, you guys will have so much momentum from your outbound and your inbound marketing that you'll 2x your income in a month. So inbound marketing means from like your Twitter, your YouTube posting, all that stuff. You're just getting people inbound. Outbound means when you're sending your Dream 100 outreach. So as long as you stay consistent, it just starts to snowball like freaking crazy. And like, you just get people flooding in. Like there was a point where like, I went from, basically I got to 15K a month in 3 months. And then like 2 months later, we're at 30. And then the next month we're at 44. And then in September 2023, we're at 62K. Like it's really fucking crazy what happens is when you stay consistent. How to know if the person we're outreaching is making 20K and how to find leads. So good question. basically you need to guess, but there's a very easy way to guess, and you need to just see if they have social proof. Because if somebody has a lot of social proof for their program, their service, their software, usually it means they make a lot of money. So like, for example, like if you look at like my website, I have a ton of social proof and like we make over 100K a month plus, right? Of course, there's some people who fake social proof, so you need to be a bit careful. You also want to look at like people's mutuals. So like, for example, if they have like other people who follow them who you know make money and stuff like that, that's another good way to tell. And then also, yeah, social proof. And then like overall, they just have like a good business and good social profile. You'll be able to tell from there. But if you're reaching out to people with like 100 followers, no social proof, nothing, like you're just asking to get lowballed down to shreds. Devansh asks, what things have to be done before finding clients? Good question. So this is what I call like the quick launch process. We'll talk more about it later, but you need to clean up your social media profile. So when you outreach people, things actually like your profile looks clean, like it doesn't look stupid. And because again, when you outreach people, they're going to click your profile before answering you. So you need to make sure you have all the odds in your favor. Number two, you should get like a couple videos up. Like for example, on Instagram, you should get at least just one IG reel up and pin it. For YouTube, I mean, just try and get one YouTube video up. And then for Twitter, just try and get a couple tweets up. And then from there, you're good. And finally, you need your landing page. Because when you outreach someone, they click your profile, they click your landing page, and then they go back to answer you. So you need to make sure you have all of that dialed in before you get into it. Alfaiz asked how to find good editors. Don't worry, I'll get into that. So I already answered 2 questions. Should I answer one more, guys, or should I keep going? Let me know right now. Should I answer? Yes. Okay, so let me see. Does long-form content work for fitness coaches? Yes, it does, but try not to like center yourself on one niche and be like, oh, I only work with wellness coaches. Like just work with every coach. And then after you work with every coach and you make like 50K a month, then you can maybe decide like who you want to dial in on, but don't pigeonhole yourself too early. Cool. Fulfillment. Actually, before I go into fulfillment, I forgot to say how many messages you guys should send per day. So Ben is saying this is pre-recorded. Everybody say L Ben in the chat. L Ben. He's saying this is pre-recorded and it's not. L Ben, Arturo, Ruhan, shout out to you. Ibtisam, Jasper, everybody say L Ben. This is not pre-recorded. Okay, cool. No more else. I just had to show Ben what's up. Shout out to all you guys, bro. I love you. So, all right, we answered enough questions. One more thing I want to get into before I say the fulfillment sauce is for your outreach, you need to do 5 messages a day. Typically, each outreach message will take you like, really depends on your skill, but like 30 to 40 minutes. It's normal for the first week. It takes like 1 hour per outreach just because like you're new to the game and whatever. Maybe you don't have access to my AI tools. But once you dial it in, it's about like 30, 40 minutes per outreach, about 30 minutes. And then you want to do 5 of those per day. On top of that, you want to do follow-ups because with the follow-ups, that's where most of the money is made. So this is some sauce. I don't think I've said this on my YouTube channel, guys, but basically most of the money and most of the closes me and like everybody I know gets is from the follow-ups because most people don't see the first message and you need to like keep pinging them because there's 2 pieces of luck with outreach. So the first piece of luck is that you don't know what's going on in somebody's life. Like, let's say you outreach Tai Lopez, but like his dog died the day prior. Like, he's probably not going to check your DM. Like, you don't know these things. But if you follow up over time and you hit him with a follow-up in 90 days, okay, maybe now he's going to check his DM, right? Or the next piece of luck is that you don't know which platform somebody looks at. So if somebody outreaches to Johnny on freaking like email, maybe he doesn't check email, but maybe he checks Instagram. So you don't know which platform he looks at. So you need to reach out on every platform at the same time. So that's some free sauce for you guys. Now we're going to get into the fulfillment part. So do you guys want fulfillment sauce? Just drop like a W in the chat if you want to know how we handle 30 plus clients, 100 grand a month worth of clients, fucking 19 years old. Okay, we got like a 18-person team too. So I'll show you the whole structure. Everybody's dropping W. Okay. This kind of crazy, bro. All right, cool. Enough W's. Pen and paper out right now. I'm about to show you guys a flow chart. I don't think this has been on my YouTube yet, but basically this is the team structure I used up until about 90 to 100K a month. And I'm also going to tell you guys how much money you should be making before you hire each person. So basically at the top, we have me. I'm the CEO. And then the first hire I made, oh yeah, you guys can screenshot this by the way, or like take notes, something like that, because this is going to disappear once I click off the slide, is me at the top, obviously. your first hire should be video editors. This is the most time-consuming task, and it's also the cheapest to outsource. So just hire video editors ASAP. One video editor can typically take on about 2 clients, something like that. So you just want to get like as many editors like in relation to how many clients you have. Keep getting editors. And then eventually once you're at like 10, 15, 20K a month, probably like 20, you can start to look into getting your next hire, which is usually either an operations manager, a quality checker, or a copywriter. In terms of which one should you hire first, it's actually completely personal preference. So you should hire for what you hate doing the most or what takes the most time. So for me, I hired out the ops management first, but it was actually like a hybrid ops manager and quality checker, because quality checker was like the thing I hated the most. Like I hate quality checking videos. Like you guys know how it is. Okay, tell me if you guys relate to this when you're quality checking videos from an editor and there's just like spelling mistakes and these stupid mistakes and you keep doing these round of revisions. Like, let me know in chat if you guys can relate to that. Like say yes or 1W, I don't say anything. Like when you're quality checking videos, it's such a brain dead thing. So like I don't even remember when was the last time I quality checked a video, like other than the ones that go on like my own personal profiles, just because, I want to check those out. But yeah, everybody in the chat right now, Amir, Ryan, everyone's saying like it sucks, because it sucks. You don't want to sit there. You feel like a kindergarten teacher, like freaking babysitting kids. It's like you don't know how to spell the word agenda. But shout out to all my editors though, for real. So basically, these are the 3 people you want. By the time you're at 60K a month, you should have all 3 of these people. By then, you'll be able to afford all of them. Of course, you need a thumbnail designer as well. I'll talk about where to hire them from in a little bit, but you need to make sure you're strict with your editors. Like if they mess up, like you tell them like straight, be like, yo, no messing up. And then like give them a warning. And then if they mess up again, cut them and use them as an example to the other editors. And then everybody's going to start acting proper. So client management framework. If you want to retain clients, you need to text them back fast. This is what I was known for, okay? Everybody would like talk about this on Twitter. They would say, yo, this guy, he texts back hella quick, because this is how you retain people. They just want to know that you're not on a beach in Bali while they're paying you their 3.5K retainer. This is super important. Look, Fahim said it in chat, speed, okay? It's extremely important you're quick, okay? Next, you need to show them that you care. And the way that you do this is you show like, hey, you're looking at their profile analytics and you're trying to find new ideas, stuff like that. Just show them that you're actually putting in time into their account. People don't want to feel like they're working with an agency. They want to feel like it's a white glove boutique service. You're only working with like 3 people and they get your special attention. Do not text them back hella slow. Do not act like there's some freaking person in this jungle of clients and you don't give a fuck about them, because you have to care. If you don't care about them, or if they don't feel that way, then they're just going to churn. You need to put in effort and you need to analyze and adapt. Always look at how the last videos are performing, how you can improve, and just communicate with them. Because if you're not doing this, they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to just do this myself. The next thing is you have to show them how much stuff you're doing, because it's very easy to like fall under the trap of like clients being like, oh, why am I paying you to 3.5K a month to do this? Like I can just hire an editor on Fiverr and then fire you. You need to show them like, hey, I'm doing the ideas, I'm doing the scripts, I'm doing the editing, I'm quality checking the editor. Like you need to just show them everything that goes into it. And the next thing, I don't think I wrote this down here, guys, but like this is like one of the biggest hacks. Like our retention literally went up. Don't worry, Fahim, I'll tell you what the Trello and Slack is for in a second. But basically, when I would what was I going to say? Basically, to retain clients, you need to tell them when their next video is going to be ready. Like you need to like always communicate with them. Tell them like, okay, we just started editing. It's going to be ready in 3 days. If you don't know when the video is going to be ready, just let them know like you don't know when it's going to be ready. Trust me, this makes clients so happy. It's crazy. And finally, you need to set expectations, okay? Drop a 1 in the chat if this has happened to you, where you sign someone and then they're expecting to go viral in month 1 and make a ton of money, but like you were thinking something else. Like drop a 1 in the chat right now. Arturo, Abdul, Mo, Ryan, Muhiz, everyone's dropping 1s in the chat. Kafiz, Mohammed, because like this happens, and this is exactly why all of you guys are churning your fucking clients, okay? You need to set expectations with all of them. You need to say, okay, look, in 3 months, you're going to start to get sales calls, 2 to 3 sales calls, and then month 4, you're going to get 4 to 5 and blah, blah, blah. You need to tell them what you expect. You can't just, because the client is always going to have outrageous expectations. Like one time, so like 4 weeks ago, I signed this client and he was like, oh, for Eddie Cumberbatch, you got like 150K views. Like, is it reasonable? Like I can make 50K a month from this first video. I was like, what the fuck? So before the video went live, I told them like, bro, your expectation is outrageous. I told them like, bro, no, look, this is the first video. Like, it's barely gonna make you shit. Like, I just told them straight. So like, you have to keep it a buck with the clients because like they're just freaking crazy. But should I leak the Trello board? So Trello is what we use to manage clients. I use this up until 20K a month. So just drop a one in the chat and I'll leak it right now. But basically, Trello is where you track all the client projects. Before I implemented the Trello board, like, holy crap, I wanted to pull my hair out. So just drop a one. I'm going to take a quick sip of water. If I see enough ones, I'll show it. Basically, this is what it looks like. So you need to think of your fulfillment like a conveyor belt where basically everything's progressing from left to right. So you have the to-do list on the left, you have the in progress, and then you have Ayman to review, like the business owner to review, and then you have the revisions and then completed. Basically, everything needs to move from left to right. Just map it out like a freaking fulfillment system, like a conveyor belt. From left to right, we have the videos to do, videos in progress, videos ready to be quality checked, waiting to be reviewed by business owner. Okay, sent to client. Like, it needs to go from left to right. Amir screenshotted this. Fahim took a screenshot. Okay, if all of you guys took a screenshot, let me know. I'm gonna go to the next slide. So yeah, this is Trello. This is actually free up until like 5 boards or 10 boards, something like that. And then it's maybe like $20 a month or something stupid. I eventually switched to Airtable. It's a lot more complex, but it basically allowed me to manage like 30 plus clients at the same time. And it also allowed my editors to each have their own interfaces where they could see all of their client work on one screen. Because the problem with Trello is like they would have to click into each client board. But with Airtable, they could have a board that's like Johnny the editor. And then Johnny the editor can just see all their videos they had to do. And this was a lifesaver. Like, I literally had to pay an agency like $6,000. And then like me and Aya, my operator, like we built on top of the freaking Airtable for like a year before it got to the point where it is now with all the automations and stuff. But like, holy crap, the system's like hella smooth now. So yeah, the Trello didn't load, but don't worry, I showed you guys screenshots, so don't worry. So this is what the Airtable looks like now. So it looks crazy. It looks like a list. There's actually other views, like there's a Kanban board and there's some other stuff. But basically the like Airtable has just been complete lifesaver for us. But what I was trying to tell you guys earlier is the fulfillment framework. Conveyor belt. Write this down. Your business needs to be a conveyor belt. This is why I love the content agency model, because it's extremely simple. Just like things progress from left to right. It's like we send the idea and the script to the client records, we edit the video, we make the thumbnail, we do the SEO, we post it. And it just keeps going month over month, and we just keep getting the money, and the client keeps getting money, and they stay with us. We have clients who have paid us over 100 bands, 100K, because we just retain them month over month, just repeating this conveyor belt nonstop. It's crazy. So someone earlier in the chat was talking about like how to hire people. Do you guys want me to tell you how to hire editors? Drop a 1 in the chat right now if you want me to tell you how to hire editors. There's no slide after this. So if you guys don't drop enough ones, like I'm just going to skip and go to the next part. So actually there is a slide after this, but all right, enough ones. Pay attention again. So here is the hiring sauce. So basically on Twitter, it's fucking crazy how many editors are on there. Like there's so many editors. Yeah, don't worry, Amir. Amir is freaking saying like, no way I'm going to drop this. Because like this method of hiring is like low key overpowered, but like we had 150 people show out today to the free training. Usually I don't even talk about this on like Instagram too in depth, but like you guys dropped enough ones. So like, sorry, Amir, I got to leak it. Nah, Ivan, I can't gatekeep, bro. I got to drop it. So basically on Twitter, I throw up a tweet, and then on the tweet, you need to have the keyword like hiring and then editors on there. And what happens is people are just going to search up like the words like hiring and like, or hiring editor, like editors are searching that up. And then they just do that all day. And I know this because when I was like 12 years old, I was popping like little $5 freelance projects on Twitter. I would do that. I was typing in the search bar looking for gigs. So basically you need to post a tweet, says, hey, I'm hiring editors. This is what I need. Reply to the tweet with a link to a Google form. And then after that, they're going to apply to it. And then they're going to hop onto this Trello board. So you just want to create a simple automation. Yeah, sorry, Fahim, I'm revealing the sauce. But basically, it's a Google form. They apply, they put their portfolio, all that stuff. And then they get zapped into this Trello board. And then this is where you manage all of the editors in the pipeline. So no, I don't do this on Slack or anything like that. So it's a tweet that goes to a Google form. And then the Google form goes to a Trello board. And then on the Trello board, this is where we manage the entire pipeline. We eventually switched this to Airtable, but it's like the exact same system. And like, this is how we've scaled up to a team of like, I think we have like 15 editors, something like that. It's like pretty freaking crazy nowadays. So to recap, basically, you need to send 5 messages per day with free work up front. Each piece of free work, like for example, you can do free thumbnails, you can do free edits, you can do freaking, what else was there? Free thumbnail, free script, free audit. There's many, many things you can do. And then make sure the outreach message is actually very short and concise. Because guys, I'm telling you, like the main mistake I see people do is like they put like big ass messages and like it's really fucking retarded. Because imagine someone outreach, because I get like 20 outreach messages a day or I don't know what. And it's like, I'm not reading that shit. Or when people send me a voice message, bro, you guys know me. I don't play with these voice messages. I screenshot that shit posting on Twitter, especially if it's on like Instagram because there's no transcript or WhatsApp. But like, don't outreach people with a voice message. Don't outreach people with some big ass text message because you're just going to look stupid. Because if I'm in between meetings, like I'm not going to freaking look at this voice message. Or I'm not going to look at this thing. Like people are busy. Like those guys I showed you with the Mansory Rolls Royces or like the other stuff earlier, like they're not going to freaking read this stuff. So next, you need to make sure you pick your clients wisely because again, I told you guys, everybody dropped a 1 when I did this before because it's just such a no-brainer, but people are still just not doing it. Like pick the winning horses, like pick the clients who make over 20K a month. They have the social proof. They have an online business. Like don't work with some mom and pop granny. Like I'm saying this and you guys probably think I'm just BSing, but there's people out here who have coffee shops as their content agency clients. And it's like, bro, they're profiting $1,000 a month. Like you think you're ever going to freaking make it out the hood doing that? No. So you also shouldn't work with people who are like making like $500 a month with their info product business. Like you know, like work with people who are already established because they're going to pay you month over month over month. And again, remember what I said earlier, guys, you scale through retention, not acquisition, but you still got to keep pumping acquisition. Cool. Next, if you want to hit 100K a month, you're not going to do this by not setting expectations with the clients because you need to do this so you can actually retain people. You guys should be taking notes right now because like I haven't fucking dropped this shit on YouTube. We got 153 people in here. Most people's free training, everybody leaves, but like I'm actually dropping sauce, like no BS. So set expectations because that's the only way people are going to stay long term. If you don't set expectations, they will leave. Next, make sure you post content. I made a reel about this. I don't know if you guys saw, but this is like the funniest epidemic on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and everything. You're outreaching someone. Imagine you reach out to someone and you say YouTube is the best way to get clients and you don't have a single YouTube video up. Like you're going to look so stupid. It's like, I'm trying to think of another thing on the spot, but like imagine if you go to someone and you say like, actually, I don't even want to try and think of something. I was going to try and think of an example of basketball, but this is retarded. Like if you don't post videos and you're telling people posting videos is the best way to get clients, they're right away going to ask, why aren't you posting videos? So I know this because I go to events with like 7-figure guys, all the guys who are on your Dream 100 client list, and they're all laughing at you guys who outreach with no content. And you don't need 1 million followers. You can have 500 views per Instagram reel and 1,000 followers and land clients just because you're making dope ass videos. Like my friend Sky in the chat who makes dope ass Instagram videos, he's landing clients, I bet you, because the videos are dope. But this guy gets barely any views for now. He's going to blow up soon. But like, I know he's making bread. So you got to make sure, yeah, Sky's laughing in the chat. Shout out to you, Sky. So just post videos. Eventually, if you stay consistent, it's going to work. Like there's this guy on YouTube, Myron Golden, who makes like $1 million a month, like dollars. And he's been posting on YouTube for ages and he didn't make bread for the first like 4 or 5 years. Like you shouldn't expect things too quick, but that's besides the point. Anyways, don't forget to send follow-ups. Most of my deals come from follow-ups on the outreach side. So again, what I said earlier, that there's like a luck piece in the timing. Like you never know when people are actually going to like freaking see the message or like maybe their dog died or you don't know what platform they're looking at. You have to keep following up. Like we personally follow up until someone says yes or they say no. We spam the fuck out of them. We don't spam them like daily. Like that's just stupid because they're going to block you. We slowly space them out over time. I don't even know why I just leaked that because like I don't even say that on YouTube, but fuck it. Basically, like the first follow-up, we say that like 1 day later, and then the next one we say it in like 2 or 3 days. The next one's like 7 days, and then it's like 14, and then it's like 1 every 30 days forever. And then eventually, if you want, you can switch to 1 every 90 days. But we don't even do like 7-step follow-up Arturo, or we don't do like 14 or something like that. Like it's just like forever. That's how we print. Because like, who the fuck is going to follow up with someone 24 times unless they're confident in their service? Like, this is how we're staying top of mind. This is the method. So yeah, I'm making competition harder. Sorry, guys. So Let's see. Don't forget to send follow-ups. And then also use Trello and Slack for fulfillment management. And then later, once you have like 10 plus clients, you can switch to Airtable.
So guys, that's it for the free training. Hopefully you got a ton of value. Again, I put multiple hours into this trying to make it perfect and have as little fluff as possible. So let me know what you think in the comments if you want more videos like this one. And also let me know what questions you have so I can pull video ideas from the comments and make more videos based on what you guys actually want. So I do want to extend a special offer for anybody who stayed up until the end of this video. So if you look in the description, there's actually a link to apply to work with me one-on-one. So if you do pass through the qualifications, we'll hop on a call. And then if we're a good fit, I'll let you in and I'll help you scale up. We've been getting some crazy case studies lately. I have to go and record like a ton of new client interviews. I've been just procrastinating on that. But again, if you want my help scaling up, just hit that first link in the description. Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.